This is Texans TV.
We Are Texans is a banner that demonstrates the connectedness that football in Texas can uniquely provide.
To me, what a superfan is someone who is constantly thinking about the Texans.
I don't know what our life would be without it. It's just so much a part of our entire life.
We are Texans. We really are. I'm Drew Doherty. You're Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Texans. But We Are Texans, the special is going on right now. And what the heck does that mean, We Are Texans? Why are we talking about this right now?
Well, first of all, you were born and raised here, right?
I was born elsewhere, but raised here, yes.
All right, I wasn't born here, but I got here as fast as I could in '02 when the franchise started. But we're all Texans, Drew.
Yes.
It's an all-inclusive kind of thing. And the team is named the Texans to not only include Houstonians, but everybody in the Lone Star State. So it's all the people and the team as one.
Yes, it is. And what's better than game day here at NRG Stadium?
Nothing.
That's right. The home field advantage with that crowd out there, 70K plus, rocking, rolling, having a good time. And really, you could say, what's more romantic than a Texans game, couldn't you?
Well, I think the first story does show examples of that. I can think of a couple of things maybe a little bit more romantic, but in this case, very romantic here at NRG Stadium.
My name's Renee Trujillo. I've been a Houston Texans fan since 2001. I started coming to games with friends, with family. One Sunday, I invited a girl to the game. Fast forward a few years later, she becomes my wife and the mother of my children. Now coming to Texans games is a family tradition. I moved to Houston about 2 years before the Oilers left. And I decided I'm not going to go to an NFL football game until Houston gets a team again. And when I found out that Houston was getting a team in 2000, I was like, I'm going to have to get some tickets. This is my chance to start a legacy with the football team from the beginning. I became a season ticket holder. I bought 2 tickets. I didn't have anybody coming with me. I just knew that I was going to be a fan and this was going to be something for me. I met someone at work and I told them that I had season tickets and that I had an extra ticket to the game. I had asked her, I say, hey, you know, if you're ever interested, you're more than welcome to come on. It's a really cool deal. You'll really enjoy it. Let me know if you ever want to stop by. Give me a call and we'll make it happen.
I kind of ultimately knew that I had a crush on him. I wasn't supposed to be at work that day. He wasn't supposed to be at work that day. And we just kind of hit it off.
About 11 o'clock the night before the game, I got a phone call and this person said, hey, I'm interested in coming to the game. And I had to tell my friend who was sitting right next to me, you're not coming to the game with me, I'm bringing somebody else.
I wasn't into football. My mom was into football growing up, but I decided that I wasn't going to be.
We had explained to her, you know, we tailgate, we're here very early, can you be here early? And she said, I'm gonna be there. And I said, okay, well, let's make this thing happen.
I just had the best time and I got the fever. From then on out, I went and got all my Texans gear and I put stickers on my car. I just really enjoyed the camaraderie of the team and just being there with him, and his family was there with us that first game, so I got to meet all of them. And I just really thought that it was such a great community and environment that I wanted to be part of.
I remember her coming down the stands for the very first time to go in our seats and her being just amazed. And I remember thinking how cool it was for her to have that amazement, almost like exactly the way I was the first time I saw my own seats. After the game, we kind of just started staying in contact. For me, it was one of those deals where I enjoyed hanging out with her. I enjoyed being with her at the games. And it just kind of became one of those things that just felt right to do. A lot of my friends, we already knew, oh, well, Jessica's probably going to be going with Renee next year to the games. So now I have to find my own tickets. Where we've evolved is we've not only had 2 seats, now we went to 4 seats, and now we're up to 5 seats. So this is Micah. Micah is 6. His first Texans game was for his first birthday. This is Eris. Her first Texans game, she was about 10 months old. When that box comes in with our season tickets in it, that's like a big deal for us. We got to make sure we're both home. We open them together. It's funny now, these small things before that didn't mean anything, now that we're together, they mean everything. When I went downtown and they were announcing the Texans, and I was like, I want to be part of it. I've never been part of anything like this. Fast forward to today, and I have 5 seats that are unbelievable. And no longer is it just a single game ticket left undone. It's a family.
We just really focus it around our family and the love that we have for each other and for the sport. I don't know what our life would be without it. It's just so much a part of our entire life and our family.
A romance that was born and blossomed in the bullpen, and it soon spread, and now they got family.
I'm sure many of the bullpen fans recognize them. Section 116, go bullpen. Love it.
I love it too. And speaking of family, we just saw that one. There's a family that, they named one of their youngsters after maybe the greatest tight end, not maybe, the greatest tight end in Texans history.
Drafted in 2006, an inspiration to so many and an inspiration to the couple in our next story.
We were struggling. We could not agree on a boy name. And so after a couple of weeks of discussion, we got a game and we were second row from the top, section 605 or something. And Owen Daniels had a big play, and it just hit us that day that we would need to name him Owen.
Back to throw, passes over the middle, has Daniels at the 5, takes out a defender, and takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Texans! A 14-yard TD pass from Schaub to Owen Daniels. Looking, passes to his right, hits Daniels, he's in! Touchdown, Houston!
He just kept saying Owen Daniels, his name, and then we just looked at each other, and it was just like this kind of aha moment, like, Owen, it has to be Owen.
Owen has epilepsy. He's had it for about 4 years now, and it's been a tough road. It's not his epilepsy, it's our whole family. And so we have to be there as a team and work together and be strong for one another.
Even though I'm a nurse, I sometimes can't stop the seizures. I have to wait for medicine to work. I have to be patient. There's nothing you can absolutely do. You have to have your faith. That's all you have. Someone told me that Owen means warrior, because he truly has been a warrior through all of his trials, all of his illnesses. He's always been such a tough little guy, despite everything that he's been through.
So this is kind of a funny story. So, I said we lived in California for about 2 years. We saw a shocking number of people wearing Cowboys gear. And so Owen had a tendency of walking over, he's never met a stranger. If he sees a police officer, he's gonna go up and shake their hand. He would walk up to these people in Cowboys gear and tell them they're wearing the gear for the wrong Texas team.
He didn't care. Like, he would go up to anybody, and I kind of had to sometimes pull him back and say, whoa, wait a minute, you don't know these people. They could be really mad that you say that, so you have to be really careful. And he didn't care. He would just go up and still tell him, you've got the wrong team on.
So when we went to California, I did not even lose my connection with the Texans. I hope that they win the games, and I just wish that I can go to more games often.
Our family just loves the Texans. Even going to California, we never lost that. You want to be back in Texas. There's nothing better than the people, the compassion that everyone shows for each other. Everyone's very neighborly, no matter where you go in Texas. And so that's just not something you find anywhere else.
I like the fact that the Texans are a more family-friendly team. You don't have the controversy you have with other teams, just the unity of the community. It brings everyone together. No matter what differences we have, Monday through Saturday, we can all rally together on Sunday and cheer on the team.
Coming up next, the Traveling Texans have overtaken a town or two in their time. That's all next on the We Are Texans special.
The Traveling Texans is a group of the most amazing football fans you will ever find.
I'd put the Traveling Texans against anybody in the league.
We Are Texans, brought to you by Reliant, an NRG company.
We're back on the We Are Texans special, Drew and Mark, and you know, the Texans fans have traveled so well on the road for so long, and it really kind of came to a zenith and really kind of went upward from there in the 2011 postseason when they went to Baltimore for that first playoff game.
It was nuts arriving at the hotel in Baltimore for that playoff game, and it was like the parting of the Red Sea when the fans were there and the players went in, and it was just crazy. Drew, being with the Texans on the road since the beginning, there were fans traveling with the Texans from the get-go. Hall of Fame game in 2002, I remember seeing fans in Canton. But in 12, 11, it really took off to another level, like you said. They have their own identity, really, the Traveling Texans.
That's right, and they're going international this year, too.
We're so proud of our Traveling Texans. You know, when you go to a stadium across the NFL, you'll see fans of the other team, but they're usually locals that have been displaced. Uniquely to the Houston Texans, our fans come from Houston.
I've been a Texan fan since the first day of the franchise, and I've been to all the games. I've been a fan blogger for the Houston Chronicle since 2006, just trying to give information to fans to help them learn more about the team, because the more you know about a team, the more fun it is to root for them.
I've always loved football since as long as I can remember. My father was a huge football fan, and so when I met my current husband, he was a huge Houston Texans fan, and we went to a couple of games together and had a blast and just decided that this was kind of going to be one of the things that we did together as a couple.
Texans came as kind of an accident. You know, there's always been Houston Texan fans traveling with the teams, but it wasn't a lot. But when 2011 came around, more and more people were interested in it and trying to get information about it. So the people that had been to games before started giving information. The best way to do that is through social media. So there was a Facebook group created, and when the team was finally going to go on their first road playoff game, a lot of people wanted to go. And that's really the origins of the Traveling Texans happened in Baltimore in 2011.
The Traveling Texans is a group of the most amazing football fans you will ever find. And I think that's only gotten better as people have gotten to know what the Traveling Texans are. We have met some of the most amazing people that we never would have met otherwise, and we met them out of town on the road.
One of the best things that the Traveling Texans do is the group picture. It's a way to meet everybody that's on one of these road trips. The first one was very small. There was just a few of us in front of the Johnny Unitas statue. And then after that, that became more of a thing, that we were gonna meet up and have a group picture. I was a part of the Green Bay trip. You know, we were talking to some of the people in Green Bay, and they had said that they'd never seen a group of fans show up in one place all at the same time like that.
4th down and 1 at the Green Bay 6. Throws right side of the end zone. Griffin with the catch. Griffin with the touchdown.
And Griffin gets to enjoy a Lambeau leap because he found a little cluster of Houston fans in that corner.
I think that the Traveling Texans have such a great opportunity for growth in the future. I mean, it started in 2011, and it's just been getting bigger every year. I'd put the Traveling Texans against anybody in the league. You know, these are a fan base that actually travels to games and makes it more fun for everyone.
We don't just go to the games, we represent at the entire city throughout the entire time that we're there. And to walk down the street and see Texans fans in their red, white, and blue, you go out of town and you feel like you're at home, because we get to see all of these fans. Everybody's dressed up, they're all kind, and in my opinion, we get to spread a little bit of Southern hospitality to the rest of the world.
Later on, it's fan appreciation time, but coming up next, we find out who Debbie the Texan is.
I have to live my dream. The Texans, I'm so passionate about it, and that's when I started going above and beyond for the Texans.
It's all next on We Are Texans.
We Are Texans is brought to you by Mattress Firm. When the Texans win, you win at Mattress Firm.
The We Are Texans special rolls on. Drew Doherty, Mark Vandermeer, and hey, you made a fantastic point off the air. half of Texans fans are women, basically.
It's close to a 50-50 breakdown, male, female, Texans fans, and the Battle Red Ladies are a very strong group. They meet regularly to talk football, celebrate the Texans, they have events. It's a great group.
Yeah, we see them a few times a year before radio shows that we all do out on location. And one lady who's very special in the Texans fandom world is none other than Debbie the Texan.
To me, what a super fan is someone who is constantly thinking about the Texans, like myself. Get up in the morning, checking Twitter. Anything go on last night with the Texans? Is there something that I didn't know about? That's what a fan is. Like, we're talking Texans all year long. Before the Texans, I was a mom, and my daughter Allie absolutely loves football. And she's the one that got me excited. She said, "Mom, we need seats to the Texans games." And that's how it all started. That was a tragedy in our family. And that made me think about life in general. And I said, I have to live my dream. The Texans, I'm so passionate about it. And that's when I started going above and beyond for the Texans. We went to several games, and we loved just representing the Texans and being part of that. So that's when we started going to more games, having such a great time with other fans that we were obsessed after that. One of my bucket list items was to travel with the team to go to every single game one year. And I said, if I'm gonna go big or go home. So when I hit the road, I said, I'm gonna get a van. Next thing you know, I said, you know what, I'm gonna put my name on it. And the whole van was decorated Debbie the Texan. I was excited, and people were like, hey, I saw Debbie the Texan on the road, which was a lot of fun. What I like about Texans game day, we get here early, we say hello to other Texan fans, but we want to be the first people in the stadium. We get here, we want to see what it's all about, we want to feel what it's about, like who's doing what, how is everybody feeling today. So we just like being part of the whole game day experience. You know, yelling their names, cheering as loud as we can, having our fat heads in the air. And, you know, when JJ comes by, we show him his fat head. He's like, yeah, gives us a thumbs up. You know, all right, he gives us the nod. Texans are my passion. That's something that makes me happy, and that makes something my daughter and I enjoyed doing together, and we're going to continue to do so forever. I'd like to be a Texan super fan. Support our team 24/7, 365. Be optimistic. Support them no matter what. We are Texans!
No other sports team in the world appreciates their fans like the Houston Texans do. Coming up on the We Are Texans special. This is the We Are Texans special. Drew Doherty, Mark Vandermeer, and hey, if you've liked what you've seen and you want to get involved, go to HoustonTexans.com and sign up for some of those fan clubs. But I'm going to speak for you. Game day is the best part of my job. My job is different than your job, but game day is what we live for, isn't it?
It's the best. It's like Christmas morning every game day. It's phenomenal. I know the fans feel the same way about it, and we share that feeling and love that they feel that way.
And we want to make sure it keeps getting better and better and better each and every single year.
We have the best fans in the National Football League. In my mind, we're built for the fans to provide an experience that surprises and delights them every time they come out. And the only way you know what people are looking for is to ask the questions. So we absolutely are responding to what our fans are asking of us.
The fans out in public are very, very supportive, very passionate of the team. They know a lot about the team. They're very knowledgeable fans. They know a lot about the players or the scheme or the transactions that have taken place, the draft, things like that. So I think that the fans are so knowledgeable here because it's a football town.
Having a home field advantage is absolutely critical. Fans can feel free and energized and excited to come out and support the team. You know, we want to make it clear from the time the visiting team comes out, you're not just playing 53 today. You're playing 71,500. All of us as Texans coming together to get a W on Sunday.
I don't know if you can really put that into words, what Texans fans mean to our team. I mean, when we play at home and we're really playing well, you just remember these games for the intensity of the crowd and how really important it is to this community and to those fans that we win the game. And they're very supportive. I think a lot of that has to do with the McNair philosophy of the team doing a lot in the community. So the community shows up and really has an intense appetite for us winning. People want us to win. People are passionate about the Houston Texans, and can't say enough about our fans. We have the best fans in the NFL.
Houston is our home base. We've got a large and loyal following right here in the greater Houston area. 7 million people have an opportunity to engage with the Texans, but we want to go across the state of Texas. We want to be the team for Texas. So we're out in San Antonio, and we're in Austin, and we're in Beaumont, and all points in between. Not only the personal appearances that we make on an annual basis, but our radio affiliates, our television affiliates all do a spectacular job allowing the fans to remain connected with the team. And you add on the top of that, HoustonTexans.com, you've got really a 360-degree opportunity, 365 days a year to be involved with your Houston Texans across the region. This isn't our team, this is a community's team. And so We Are Texans is a banner that demonstrates the connectedness that football in Texas can uniquely provide. Monday to Saturday, we live our lives as individuals, but on Sunday, we come together. We are one. We are Texans.
Making game day a fantastic experience for our fans and making it better each and every year. Big priority, Mark. We are Texans.
We are Texans. It's all inclusive, like we said. It's your team. You're in.
Yes, and if you want to join the 2020 season ticket priority wait list, you can do so in mid-August. But for Mark Vandermeer, for the guys behind the camera, Tyler Suddarth, Tyler Marcotte, Joe Pallas, and Jay McDevitt, I'm Drew Doherty, and we will see you next time.
Go Texans!